mitochondria created?
The mitochondria is its own cell. It's not part of the original. So it was kind of hijacked by these more primitive cells. Whatever.
Gosh, I wonder how that happened and why, if there was an intelligent designer, the cell wouldn't have its own energy production capabilities without hijacking something else.
Maybe that was the way. Maybe that was the best way to do it. Who knows? I don't know.
But we can be sure that it could not possibly have ever happened via nature, like that. We can rule that out right now, right? We know that that's impossible.
Say that again.
We can rule out. We can be sure that this is completely an unnatural process. That nature could never have done this.
The production of the cell.
Yeah, absolutely impossible that nature could have ever produced a thing like this.
By itself, yes.
By itself,
without
the same nature that
yes.
that produces the entire, that functions as the entire universe. That amazing nature could never have done this.
Oh, of course, because chemicals, they're just like chemicals are like Lego blocks. They do more than Lego blocks, yes, I know, but they float around in the medium, in water. They collide, they decay.
They do all kinds of things. Chemical reactions are just myriad. I mean, nature is constantly doing all sorts of things all over the universe. Weird stuff that we're always finding new things. We've got these giant energy balls that are running all these planets and running all this, shooting out this energy in all these different environments and atmospheres. And you're saying that in all of that, life couldn't have been spawned. You're positive. You know that. You can rule it out right now because Caesar knows that that's an impossibility.
Yeah, no, because I know because you can know too if you really
believe in God.
No, this is intelligent design. I'm trying to prove intelligent design here.
Right, which is creationism.
It's creationism. It comes from
you can say aliens, but when you go to the Dover trial and you see the search and replace function didn't work and they just went creationism.
I'm not really a religious person, so I mean I believe.
But you've adopted a religious argument, so you're arguing for religion whether you're religious or not.
I'm not.
Yes.
You say you're putting words in my mouth. I just said I'm not a religious person.
I am putting words in your mouth because this is a religious argument that you're using. It doesn't matter to me if you're religious or not.
Intelligent design is a religious argument. It is not a scientific argument.
It could be aliens could have done it.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Look, the intelligence I'm proposing, I don't really need to explain the intelligence.
Well, you kind of do. You kind of do because you're making assumptions about it.
You do need to explain it.
I need to explain the explanation.
Yeah, because otherwise you have no cause.
That is, science would be impossible if that were true.
You have to. You're saying that you have an idea about a cause, but you're saying you know nothing about this cause.
I know some things about the cause.
Okay.
I mean, everybody knows. We're not living in a...
I don't know. Everybody knows. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people know. But wait a minute. You're telling me to explain the explanation. That is unscientific. If science did what you did right now, it wouldn't exist.
Well, then if you don't have a cause that you can define, aren't you just saying X did it?
I don't need to define the cause. I just need to show that the cause exists.
That would be great.
Yeah, exactly. And you're telling me that I need to explain the existence of God. All I need to do is explain that he's there. I don't need to explain his nature or why he's there, how he got there.
Can you demonstrate it's there? That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now through life.
No, you're telling me what you think. You're telling me what you think about a cause. I'm saying, can you demonstrate your cause? It actually exists. Because things that don't exist can't be the cause of other things. So I'm assuming you have some demonstration that the thing you're saying caused this exists.
Yeah, physical things, right? Well, now we're getting
something that exists
here.
Well, actually,
if it's not measurable, it's not there.
Oh, really? Like dark matter and dark energy, right? Can't measure those two things.
Well, yeah, actually, we've got pretty good evidence of those.
Yeah, but we don't even know what we're talking. Science doesn't even know what it's talking about. When
if you're going to say, wait, if you're going to say
knowledge of science, Caesar, how would you know?
If you're going to say a thing exists, you have got to be able to show something that measures.
Yeah, there needs to be clues, of course.
You have to have something that you're measuring, that you're saying is that cause. Because if you can't demonstrate the cause, then we don't know that your cause exists.
You're talking about only things that can be measured can exist. How do you measure beauty then?
That's a subjective.
You're talking about an aesthetic. I mean, I guess that you can.
It exists, doesn't it? It's real.
It's a subjective evaluation.
It's conceptual in that it exists in your mind, and your mind exists as part of your brain. So
yeah, but everything is energy, right?
No, not everything is energy.
Everything is not energy.
Matter.
Yeah.
Everything is not energy.
No.
Really? Or name one thing that's not energy.
Matter.
Matter is energy.
I would give that there's like
matter
/energy.
Yeah.
I would accept that.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Right? Everything is energy. Even your thoughts are energy. They have to be. They can't be ghosts. You don't believe in that, right?
Yeah, I think it's all measurable.
Yeah, okay, so everything is energy. When I think of something as beautiful, like a piece of art, right? Obviously, there's some sort of energy going on in my mind. You can't measure it.
So you're making an assessment, correct.
Yeah.
Well, right there. I could give you many more analogies why everything that's not measurable does not mean it's, you know.
You just finished saying that it's produced by energy. Is that not measurable?
Yeah.
You know what? Ultimately, it is, but you do not have the access. You're just guessing right now. You don't know.
We agreed that it was all energy. You just finished saying that it was that your thoughts are energy. Did you not?
Yes.
Is not an assessment of beauty a thought?
Yes, it is, and it's energy. And measurable by what are you measuring? Energy. You're measuring energy. I mean, how do you even grasp energy? You don't even know. Look, I'm sorry.
We measure energy in different ways. We have like heat that we can measure in degrees of Fahrenheit. We have, what else would be other forms of energy that would be measurable? Yeah, I mean, but I know like heat, for example, because I cook. So it's like I'm measuring in Fahrenheit.
There's electrical energy.
So yes, we do measure energy all the time. And you can hook a person up to a freaking brain scan and measure their brain activity. What's going on there?
Yes. And in fact, when you're looking at something that you find beautiful, we can put you inside an fMRI machine
and see if you really find it beautiful.
And look at which parts of your brain light up in response to this thing that you find beautiful.
That's not really, I mean...
It's a measure of the energy that your brain is expending in evaluating, you know, this view, this thing you're viewing.
That's really, you know, I don't know why we've been talking about this. We really gotten, I know what you're saying. Yeah, it is measurable, but you're telling me that God is not measurable.
No, you are. You're saying
by our standards, by our physical.
You are the one who made that claim.
Right. I'm asking kind of.
He's not matter and energy. First of all, I don't know if he's energy
what is
or what
God?
kind of energy, spiritual energy. I don't know what you want to call it.
I agree that we can't say what it is because there's nothing there to measure.
But it doesn't matter. I don't need to explain him anyway. I don't need to explain his nature to you. I just need to explain. I need just to show you that he exists.
You asked why I don't believe in a God, and I said because there's nothing there to measure. And so, I mean, do you remember the beginning of this conversation? There's nothing there to measure, so it equates. I can't tell the difference between your God and nothing. And you're not giving me anything to show me that difference.
There's a lot of things in the world you can't measure.
Right? You just finished saying everything is energy. How do we not measure energy? You just finished saying everything is energy.
You know, God, he's not a thing. Everything means every physical thing. God is not a thing.
If you can't measure it, how can you say anything about it? How do you know anything about it?
If you can't measure, if I can't measure God, how do I know he exists?
No, how do you know anything about it? If there's nothing there to examine, how do you know anything about it? How do I know how can I speak authoritatively about a fairy if I have no measurement of a fairy? I can't tell you how tall they are. I can't tell you what color wings they have. I can't tell you how many wings they have.
But you know what? You can't do that, but maybe you can show me they exist through evidence, through clues.
Like, okay, the fairies, okay, my backyard, I have flowers that bloom. The fairies make those flowers bloom. That's what causes the flowers to bloom. I can show you pictures of flowers blooming in my backyard. Will that convince you?
There's probably a better explanation than that.
Like what? You think nature does it?
Yeah, I do, because you're asking the question, if nature was intelligent design, yeah, it could do
clearly those flowers bloom with a purpose. You can't measure beauty.
No, you can't measure beauty, nope.
Then how do you explain my flowers?
Yes.
Huh? Wait, this is exactly the problem I have with you atheists. I mean, you bring up an honest question, right? And then it devolves into a mess.
All we've ever had going on is an argument from ignorance. That is what this entire conversation has been about.
All right, I know why you're saying that, but the thing is that you haven't. All right.
If you recall, early on, you asked me about what fallacies.
What I'm talking about the cell. I know what you're saying. It's a mystery. Yes, it is a mystery. Nobody knows how it was done, right?
Okay.
But what I do know, that's not an argument from ignorance. It's from what I do know about the limits of chemistry, of matter in motion, and what I do know what intelligence is able to do. The best explanation for the complexity of the cell, and the cell is the most complicated thing in this universe, by the way, okay?
But you already said that that's...
All right,
no,
go ahead.
all right.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Caesar.
Okay. The only thing capable of producing such complexity is intelligence, because...
Because what?
Because chemicals in motion will not collide in the perfect order and sequence to produce anything working at all. It won't even, it'll just fall apart. It's like Legos in the ocean.
Why do you think that most people, like that the field of abiogenesis has not put forward intelligent design as their consensus theory of how the cell came to, that life came to exist?
They put nothing forward.
Yeah, they have. No, they have theories. No, wait, I'm talking about their theories. But what I'm saying is, if it is so clear that that nature cannot do this, and it is a product of intelligence, why would the people who are the most qualified to understand this data, who have the best access to the best data, not be thinking what you're thinking?
Well, first of all, you do have proponents of intelligent design.
They are not the consensus by any stretch. By any stretch. That is not the prevailing theory. That is not even...
There is no theory.
Yeah, there are theories.
There is no theory to abiogenesis.
Yes, there are.
There's only
experimenting
hypothesis
with
and
it right
imagination.
No.
Nothing is testable when it
Nobody is putting forward that we need to posit an intelligence to explain this. Nobody that is like representing a consensus of this field. And so I have to ask you why you think that is.
First of all, there are scientists who do propose intelligent design. There are not many, but they're there.
Right, there are not many. It is not the consensus. Why do you think most of the people who have access to this data and most of the people who understand this data do not agree with what you're saying?
No, those things, they're doing it because they're biased, obviously. They're materialists. Their jobs depend on it. They don't want to posit a God because they think A, B, and C are wrong. But
So it's a conspiracy.
But wait, you're saying they don't have to posit a God. They would only have to say that some intelligence did this and that they wouldn't have to reach for religion. So that doesn't really fly.
No, you know what? They could bring up aliens, and you know what? I will entertain that ideal. If they say that aliens designed life, then I could be like, you know what? That is believable.
So you'll only say that whatever they put forward is believable if it agrees with what you've already come to, like what you've already assessed.
Yeah, but the premises I brought up about the complexity of the cell and how you telling me that nature cannot do you're telling me that nature can do those complicated things with enough time.
No, I'm telling you that I have not ruled that out because I don't think that we can rule it out.
But that takes faith. You know why? Because you have zero evidence for that.
Until somebody demonstrates to me a reason that we have to rule that out, it's open. That is an open door.
You know what? I know. All right, you believe it, right? You believe it, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I have to apologize.
we're almost done here.
But it was the only theist caller, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So. That was Caesar. You got the whole show.
Yeah.
And we have to sign off. And thank you to the cast and crew. And apologize to the other callers. Feel free to email us.
Yes, and join us at Threadgills after the show.
Yeah,
we'll be there at 6.
That's 301 West Riverside.
Yep.
And that was a quick hour.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you for your call, Caesar. I'm sure it was appreciated.
All right. Am I still on the air? Yeah, I just want to apologize if it got a little heated.
No, you were fine. You were absolutely fine. Thank you.
All right.